Yo, what's good? It's Keith Raider, and we back in the mix. Last week, I didn't drop my video. I kind of was defeated in just like the way things played out. But it just looked like we keep on having similar issues just throughout this season. So, I mean, the defense, it always looked decent, but we've been having problems with like special teams in our offense, and I think it makes our defense look worse than what it actually is. I don't think this defense is special, but I do think that the scheme of the defense and of course, like Max Crosby, the D line can do some things, but we have to be able to do something on offense, and it's just like we're not getting it. So last week we lost to the Bears, and honestly, we shouldn't have even been in that game because how bad we played offensively. But we just so happened went against another quarterback that was just as bad, and so we were still in the game. But we made a ton of mistakes. Gino made a ton of mistakes. And now this is probably the third week of him just having some of the worst games of his career. Like it was the Commanders where it wasn't all him. It was the special teams that really gave the game away. But then the Bears game, he had a bunch of turnovers, and in this game he had 2 interceptions. It's just terrible gameplay overall for our QB, and as long as he playing like that, we're not gonna win too many games. And so this game we pretty much got manhandled by the Colts. And the craziest part about it, like, their players didn't have like the greatest game. I think some of our special teams giving it up, and then the turnovers, it just made it harder for us to stay in this game. And if those things didn't happen, we probably would have still lost. But the score wouldn't have been so lopsided. Like it probably could have been more like 20 to like 35 or something like that. But it's still, still pretty much a bad game. Max Crosby, he did some things to start it off, and then they pretty much put him to sleep. The whole defense kind of got shut out of this game. Like they started off good, and then as they just kept getting on the field, you could just see like it wasn't nothing good that was gonna come out of this game. And yeah, man, the Raiders just got to be better offensively. Genty played pretty good, but it's still bad overall. I think we got a lot to work on. Special teams have to be better. You never really. I would rather have a boring special teams game to where it's like you kind of forget that they're a team, versus them kind of like worrying you. And this is the second game this season where I'm kind of like, man, our special teams is worrying, because we don't usually, like, out of all the teams, right, the Raiders usually have a decent special teams, and now is not really looking that way. Like special teams have been a problem in these past 3 games. The Commanders special teams lost us the game pretty much. I would say against the Bears, special teams lost us the game, even though it wasn't like they ran up and down on us, the Bears. But that last play was a special teams play where it was just like a miscue. And in this game, you given positioning towards the Colts, and it just made it easier for them to kind of dominate us. And so if your special teams not holding it down in that way, it's going to make it harder on the other teams. But Geno, he just got to get better. Overall, I know the O-line isn't the best O-line, so I kind of give him grace there. Colt Miller wasn't there, but yeah, he just got to be a better quarterback. I went from saying like, he's the second best quarterback since Derek Carr to kind of like putting him in his space where it's like, nah, he not with DC as far as the way he's playing and the way he giving it up. Like DC, he has got blown out in some games, but for the most part, DC wasn't a person who gave the ball away like this. I don't know if Derek Carr ever had a 4-interception game, 3-interception game this consistently. He may give you 2 INTs, but that's damn near the most I've ever seen DC give it up. I got to look back and pay attention. Maybe he do got a 3-interception game, but it really don't happen like that. And this is Geno first year with the Raiders, and he's damn near had 4 turnovers in one game, and that's unacceptable. It's very hard to win a game if you're having those type of miscues. And so I ain't gonna lie, it's looking like the Raiders might squeeze out a couple of more wins, but for the most part, we're not ready to really contend. And I get it. A lot of the other fans, they probably gonna want us to dismantle the team, but we already dismantled the team. Our defense is nothing like how it was last year. We were missing the pieces that kept us stable on all the other 2 levels on the defense. Spillane, Morick, even number 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're missing pieces. We don't have the same corners that we had for the past 2-3 years. So this is a whole new defense as far as that. And I really hope people can see that the team is already kind of broken down. At this point, you will only be able to give up some of our star pieces, Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, and you really don't want to do that. You just want to build on what we have, because we have some cornerstone pieces. It's just we need more. Ashton Genty is starting to get there. I just don't want to put him in there yet, but he's looking good. He had a good game. Another thing, man, I really think we probably should have picked up Shador. Just because Geno is not, you know what I'm saying? They saying he a stopgap, but I don't know if he gonna last after this year with how he's playing. It really looks terrible the way he's giving it up. Like, I don't care if he's trying to make a play and it's an interception. I really don't care about that. It just depends on how the INTs come about, and it kind of looked like he just careless out there. And yeah, man, I hope he could fix it, and maybe we could squeeze out to 7-8 games, but it don't even look like that at this point. Like, we might be leaning 4, maybe 5 games. So yeah, man, we just got beat up by the Colts. Hopefully they can bounce back. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough season if we can't beat some of these teams when it's feasible. It's feasible teams. Like, I ain't saying we were supposed to go in there and beat up on the Colts, but we wasn't supposed to lose like that. And so yeah, they just got to figure that out. And And yeah, man, I'm up out of here, man. Keith Rader out.